Our next guest has been all over your TV screen, from right here on ABC to Last Comic Standing to Travel Channel to Speed Channel, old Speed Channel back in the day.
I know, and you can find Alonzo Bodden this weekend during his popular stand-up at Comedy at Side Splitters. But thankfully, he joins us this morning first. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I didn't know I'd have to learn to say Friday.
Friday.
Like,
have you not heard of Friday?
But all my life it's been Friday, and it's like, nope, now there's a new way to say it. So I got to learn a new word. So happy Friday.
There you go. I like that you're playing along.
We were talking how much we love the sound of your voice.
Thank you.
Good pipes there.
I get that. I do a show called Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR. It's a radio show, and a fan came to the live show and she said, wow, you sound fat on radio. So I got that going for me. That I don't know if that's good, bad, or what, but yeah.
Or possibly monsters or video games, which your voice has...
I started doing monsters when I was early in my comedy career, when I still had a day job. I was a truck driver for the kids show Power Rangers. And the sound guy came over to me and he said, wow, you got a great voice. You want to do monsters? And I was like, you mean versus driving a truck? Yeah. So I started, that's when I started doing that. Yeah, I did monsters and for Power Rangers, and now I do it for video games.
That's pretty cool. Well, and I feel like I should hear you on the movie trailer, In a World Where...
Oh, I would love that job. Yeah, everybody would love that job.
I know, right?
That's a fantastic gig.
Well, tell us about the gigs you are doing. You were telling us you were just actually doing stand-up in Israel.
Yes, I was just in Israel on a Comedy for Kobe tour, which was a fundraising tour in Israel. I don't know if you've ever been, but the amazing thing about Israel, the tour book is the Bible. Like, when you get to Israel, it's literally, this is where it all took place. So we did a show, we're in a town called Bet Shemesh. And they said, yeah, this is where David fought Goliath. You're like, what? And they're like, yeah, David fought Goliath. Then right up the road, yeah, that's where Samson got his hair cut. You're like, okay. Okay, so our little 200 and something year old country might not be old, you know, but it's fascinating to experience that and all of the.
Do a lot of comics go there? I don't know. I guess I just didn't picture that.
They have a sense of humor.
Okay,
yeah, we do comedy tours, and they definitely have a sense of humor, and you learn. You know, when I do international comedy, I learn something about the countries I go to, and then you also learn about their vision of the United States. Because our culture is a huge export, but television is what we export. So a lot of their beliefs and understanding about the United States are what they see on television. My favorite thing is the belief that all black people know each other. So I'm not kidding. I was in Pakistan, and they're asking me, like, do you know Barack Obama? And I was like, don't be ridiculous. Of course I know Barack Obama. Because you're in Pakistan. You have no idea that I'm lying right now. But no, you see things like that because, again, what they see is what they see on TV.
Yeah.
That is America to them in a lot of places. I mean, they travel too, but that part is always funny when people have these strange ideas of the country. So, yeah, I do some international stuff.
Well, you were talking about what people see, and that kind of brings me to reality television, which, as far as the competition side of things go, you were runner-up on Last Comic Standing, then you came back the season later, took the whole thing. How are you able to use that experience? Because you do see these reality competition shows all around. How are you able to take that and really use that as a launching pad?
Well, it was my introduction to America. And it's very strange to be on a reality show, particularly when we did Last Comic. We lived together, like the episode that we lived in this castle, and people watch you, and then they bump into you in real life, you know, in the airport, and they start talking to you like they know you, and I'm like, wait, no, you don't know me. You just saw me in the kitchen talking to John Heffron, you know, but that part is kind of strange. People ask about it when you're doing it after a day or two. You don't even think about the fact that you're on camera all the time. And then after we shot that, we lived there for 3 weeks. They took us in the booth because we would look for cameras, you know, like, yeah, there's a camera.
Is that one?
And they showed us, they had 3 times as many cameras as we thought.
Oh,
they
wow.
saw everything, but you knew when something was happening because there's like a roving crew in the house walking around, and then they'd run to the kitchen. You'd be like, oh, there's something going on. But it was cool. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't that bad. I mean, we were comics, so they didn't look for dirt. the way they
Right.
do now. Because if you find dirt on a
Yeah.
comic, we're just going to make it funny.
Yeah.
You know, anything you accused us of doing is like, oh, you should have seen
Yeah.
something worse. You know, we make it fun. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Before we run out of time, talk about ABC, Fresh Off the Boat. You had an
Fresh
appearance
Off the
there.
Boat.
Will
Now-
we see you again?
I have a long career, and I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but I have played security in numerous movies. I know
Never
I
would
know
Very
never
shocked.
would have
it's
guessed
a
that. Yeah.
stretch.
It
It's a-
is.
So I was a security guard at the house in Bringing Down the House with Queen Latifah and Steve Martin, and I was a security guard on Dr. Ken's show, Ken Jeong. I
Yep.
did that. So fresh off the boat, I had to stretch. I got out of my security guard thing and I moved to gym teacher at detention. Completely different role. So hopefully the kids get in trouble again.
Yeah,
and they
we
get
hope
sent
so
back to
too.
detention, and I get to go back to being the teacher. The funny thing about shooting that is for 3 hours during the scene, I kept yelling at the same kid. You know, they're like, cut, go again, cut, go, and I was like, this poor kid, I feel bad.
PTSD.
And then at the end, I was like, sorry, man, it's just working. I'm like, well, you know it better than me. So,
There you
know.
go.
Well, if you want to see this guy this
Yes.
weekend, got shows all over the place at Side Splitters. We'll put the info up. Thank you so much. Come back
Thank you.
anytime,
Thank you.
please.
Real treat.
Yeah, Friday. I gotta remember that.
Friday.
Friday.